What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and we lost a literal legend yesterday. John Madden, sportscaster, former NFL coach for the Oakland Raiders, and color commentator. Probably the best of all time, at least for football. Now we get these drips like Troy Aikman and Chris Collinsworth that are, mostly known by how many people hate them. But back in the day, John Madden and Pat Summerall were it. Them broadcasting, like hearing John Madden talk about Brett Favre, hearing the stories doing at the Lambeau Field tour about how John Madden used to eat 12 brats during his Packer games when he would cover them. Watching him do his teleshitter stuff, like, poo, 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 poo. Oh, that was an ear hole shot, or there's a hole big enough to drive a truck through. All these, great sayings that aren't really used anymore now were really invented by John Madden, created by John Madden, or at least popularized by him. And yesterday he passed away. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find someone that didn't like John Madden. He was just a dude who loved football. Some say, he was overrated head coach. Maybe that's the case. He did win. But, of course, vile people on the internet can't ever let anyone rest in peace. I'm sure there will be plenty of people that celebrate when I pass, but it's just bad. But in this case, at least, the internet fought back, and it backfired spectacularly. This great story after a quick word from this video sponsor, BlueBlocks. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, BlueBlocks. Look, I've long been a really light sleeper, finding it difficult to just kind of block everything out. And that was before I got a hold of the Remedy sleep mask from BlueBlocks. When you wear these things, it is 100% blackout. It's like sleeping in pitch black darkness. They're super soft to wear. There's an adjustable strap, adjustable eye cup so you can position them for the perfect fit. And you can also completely open your eyes when you're wearing the mask. BlueBlocks currently has their Black Friday sale campaign running, which is great news for you because now you can save 25% off all products until November 30th. I know I'll be stocking up on a few gifts for family. Go to BlueBlocks.com to save 25% today. That's BlueBlocks.com, BLUBLOX.com. The 25% discount code will be automatically applied at checkout. Now, in the minutes after the announcement, there's no shortage of absolute morons that had something wise to crack about John Madden, including a Dallas professor who spit on John Madden's grave, claiming that the Madden game dehumanized black athletes. Literally what? Like, not every moment has to be about you and your personal conquest or journey or cause, right? Sometimes we can just look at somebody who passes, accept that they had some flaws, and still understand that they added a lot more to society than they took. The Associated Press reported Hall of Fame coach and broadcaster John Madden passed away unexpectedly, but did not provide the cause. Well, he's 85 years old, and I don't think he was ever in good shape. So, 85 is a pretty good run, to be honest with you. In reaction to his passing, Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones praised Madden by saying, "I'm not aware of anyone who has ever made a more meaningful impact on the National Football League than John Madden, and I know of no one who loved the game more." However, not all reactions had such high praise for Madden as Jones did. Andrew McGregor decided to spit on his grave following the announcement that the Hall of Famer had passed. McGregor took to Twitter where he wrote, quote, "I have lots of opinions on John Madden." Well, you've got to share them, right? The guy's body is still warm. You've got to share your opinions. The creation of the Madden video game was not a great development for the U.S. It further glamorized and bad behavior and dehumanized black athletes, helping to establish plantation cosplay that has grown worse in the era of fantasy football. Now, at the time of this screenshot, there was 3,508 quote tweets to 160 likes. If you look at any NFL player, they love that they're in the Madden game. Love it. There's a whole Madden 99 club where if you have a 99 rating, you get presented a special necklace from EA or Madden or whatever that celebrates it. And these players love it. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't want to play as themselves in a video game? In a subsequent tweet, he added, The video game distanced the reality of the roughness sport from fans and transformed human behaviors into artificial numbers and simulations. It glamorized athletes using their name for profits while encouraging fans to disregard the humanity. Madden built a digital plantation. Now, this Dr. Andrew McGregor probably really thought he did something here. He really thought, and I'm going to share the rest of this thread because it is absolutely legendary, and the replies will restore your faith in humanity. Continuing in the thread, at every point in his career, a coach, announcer, video game producer, Madden profited off black athletic labor and glamorized the roughness inherent in the game. I'm sorry, but while the NFL may be a majority black, there are plenty of other races in. There are plenty of other colors of players in the NFL. There are tons of white players in the NFL. Most offensive linemen, most quarterbacks are white. At least, I guess maybe now it's probably closer down the middle. Offensive line is generally, I don't know, it's more mixed nowadays, I would say. I guess I'm only kind of thinking of the Packers because that's the team I watch. So, their offensive line is generally pretty white, except for Billy Turner. Actually, Newman, too, is playing. So I guess they're more 50-50 nowadays. Anyway, he became ubiquitous and grew the NFL into the most popular game and hastened the development of esports, he remarked. He continued to denigrate Madden and his legacy, saying, sure, there's a lot of significance to his life and impact, but it's pretty clear most of the accomplishments were not beneficial or healthy to the athletes, particularly non-white ones. Why? Could you qualify that? In any way, shape, or form, can you qualify that? John Madden made a life in football and one of the most rough and exploitative sports. Yeah, where they turn all these players into multimillionaires, I guess. Yeah, it sounds real rough. Real rough. McGregor would go on to attempt to justify his disgusting behavior in a number of replies. In one response, he wrote, he sold his name to the game for $150 million. That makes him more complicit in the roughness and glamorization. What? You can see Ryan Ref writing, appreciating the thread here, but I think you're incorrect in a number of ways, such as the conflation of Madden with a general video game industry predicated on roughness. He wrote, the key here is consumption of the sport as distorted reality. Video games dehumanize players. They create fantasies of super teams and notions of control and management replicated in fantasy sport, where we control and manipulate rosters and players. It's deeply problematic. Excuse me? Really, Dr. Andrew McGregor, who's younger than me? But he's a sports studies influencer. Big fan of the Kansas City Chiefs. When that seems problematic. So how did this turn out for him? Well, it currently has 470 likes and 12,500 quote tweets. Undoubtedly, that's tens of thousands of, even today, he's getting completely ratioed. 500 comments to 27 likes. The thing is, 11,300 comments to 400 likes. 11,000. Top reply, Jason Bevins. I'll try to read this in Madden's voice. You see this number here? That's how many people retweeted it. And this number over here, this is your likes. That's your likes. You can see we got 9, and then we got 50. But this number right here in the middle, 184, boom, that's a ratio, Pat. 29,000 likes. 29,000 likes. This guy definitely lost to his brother a bunch as a kid and rage quit over and over again. And now he's out here hating on Madden. Just your neighborhood vegan liberal college professor. Hey kids, want to know why college is so expensive and you're buried in student loan debt? One reason is people like this are professors. No, I mean, here's the Madden clown post play, 10,000 likes. I mean, I found the absolute worst take on anything ever. I mean, there are obviously plenty of people of all skin colors in these replies absolutely dunking on this clown. NFL players, you know, it's electric football. I used to play an electric football league, by the way. I mean, you spent hours lining up your players, then turn this thing on, and it turns into the opening scene of Saving Private Ryan. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but I mean, it was kind of like that. The first Madden cover in 2000 was Eddie George, a black man. There were 8 years of black players on the cover before Brett Favre was ever on it in 2008. In 21 years, Madden has 16 black players on the cover and 5 white players. Quit creating racial division where there is none. I hope this worked out for you. I hope you got that sweet internet attention. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.